Well, hello there.
Hello.
We're back.
Yeah.
Again.
We're here.
It feels like we're doing these quicker, but also more irregularly.
Yeah. I don't know. We're trying to get an actual schedule going.
We'll get one going.
Yeah.
We're close. We're closer to getting a schedule going than we were last time.
Yeah.
So you know. I'm Chris.
I'm Joe.
You are listening to the VGM Podcast.
Episode number 5?
5? I think 5. I think last one was 4.
Yeah, I feel there's a problem with us doing the pilot and just calling it a pilot as it's messed up my numbers.
But this is episode 5.
Yes.
Because the pilot was a test.
Yeah. Who knows? It'll be fine. Anyway, video games.
Video games, yeah, let's go straight into it. Let's just talk about games we played since we last were on.
Yeah. What have you played?
I have, of course, gone back to my PS2.
Hey.
I've decided actually to go through my entire collection of superhero games.
Oh boy.
Superhero genre games.
Exciting.
Because that's a very interesting genre for me. Because you, of course, can put them into other genres. But when you want to make a proper superhero game, you need to make it a simulation of being that superhero. That's why the Batman Arkham games are so popular. They're Batman simulators.
Yeah, I suppose.
So I started by playing what people consider to be the ultimate Spider-Man simulator, Spider-Man 2, the game.
Which it is.
It's a good game. I had to get used to the controls.
Yeah.
I changed to easy swinging, and yes, I'm a punk, but I just don't like the complex swinging mechanics. Plus, I played Ultimate Spider-Man when I was a kid, which had the simplified swinging mechanics, so I'm just used to it.
Got ya.
Some things still annoy me. The thing that annoyed me most was I beat the game.
Yeah.
What does it reward when we beat the game? The worst cover of the Spider-Man theme song ever done. The worst.
I mean, it was 2005.
2002.
2002. Oh, I'm bad at dates.
No, 2002 was the first Spider-Man. Maybe it was 2005.
It was around that time.
Couldn't have been 2005. 2004?
I don't know. It were the mid 2000s.
The mid 2000s.
That's a more
mid 2000s. It was a punk band.
Yeah.
Doing the Spider-Man theme song, by which I mean a guy sang the Spider-Man theme song over every other pop song song you've ever heard.
Mid 2000s punk is not a fun time.
And then they just played one of their own songs, which was better because it was just one of their own songs.
Fair enough.
But that's what I played most. I played it to completion, and then moved on out of sheer morbid curiosity because I love the show. I played Young Justice Legacy, which again I dropped off in the second season. But I decided to do it in order because it goes the first season, the game, the second season. So I watched the first season and played the game. The game is trash. It's one of the worst games I've ever played. If you've ever played it's a top-down action RPG, like a dungeon crawler. It's like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, the X-Men Legends games. If you remember those, as superhero fans and all that stuff. So I played it. It's that, but much more limited, much glitchier. And a story I couldn't give a damn about. I get drained after an hour playing that game, physically drained. Yeah. But that's it for superhero games. Played other stuff, but you take what have you been playing?
Yes, I've actually been playing games for once.
Yes,
because I've got free time, and I'm back in me being an indie nerd of back on paying very small amounts of money to play good games. Because it turns out you can just do that. You don't have to buy big games. But yeah. I played a game. I actually played this game a while ago, but I wanted just to talk about it because I've played it all the way through now. I played Jetamero, Hero of the Universe.
Nice.
Jetamero, Hero of the Universe is an awesome, really, really good game you can get on Steam, PS4, and probably on Xbox and Switches as well. I don't know. Basically, you are a big red robot in space called Jetamero who's here to save the world and the universe from an impending evil. The only problem is you're really, really big and are not very good at communicating. So the basic game mechanic is you falling on a planet, attempting to save it, but in the process, the planet getting scared and trying to destroy you. And in the process, you destroying the planet.
Oh, for God's sake.
And it's a case of trying to fly Jetamero around various planets, doing the least amount of damage humanly possible, while trying to stop whatever evil is inflicting on them.
Which you will do damage.
Yes, it's very physics-based movement kind of thing, and it's just a bit of a laugh. It's fun. It's got a very good soundtrack. I highly recommend people checking it out. I also played a game that's been out for a little while, but it came on PS4 recently, so I gave it a go, and it's by one of my favourite developers. Death Road to Canada.
Yes, Death Road to Canada.
Death Road to Canada is a very, very good game by Rocket Cat, who made a game called Punch Quest on iPhone, which is basically the only good mobile game ever made.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
There are good mobile games out there.
Okay, it's the only good free
mobile
game ever made.
There are very good mobile games out there that you have to pay for.
If you can come up with any better free mobile games, it's up. But yeah, basically it is a roguelike where you have custom characters going through a zombie apocalypse type scenario, trying to get up to Canada because Canada's safe. It's a lot of it's very randomly generated of you going to randomly generated areas, finding items and weapons and supplies and stuff, and you will lose.
It's very
because it's a roguelike, you will lose.
It's very tongue firmly in cheek as well.
Yes.
It's very comedic.
Yeah.
Very dark comedy, obviously, zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, it is.
Like that.
It's very fun, and I'd say you can get a lot out of it. And it's got co-op, which is very needed nowadays.
It kind of reminds you of, a roguelike and the Oregon Trail, the zombie apocalypse parody
It's very Oregon Trail, although I'd argue this has a lot more gameplay to it than Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail was just Oregon Trail, but...
Yeah. I don't know.
So...
I've also been playing Dragon's Crown Pro. Dragon's Crown Pro came out. For people who don't know, Dragon's Crown was a game on the PS3 by Atlas, I believe. That it's very good.
Probably.
It's a very, very, very good game that got in a lot of controversy due to obvious artistic decisions. Let's just say, I recommend Dragon's Crown. Get your own Crown Pro if you've got a PS4, because it's a very good game. But be aware, it's Japanese in more ways than one. So, yeah, I disagree with a lot of the artistic decisions, although I forget there was a tweet somewhere out that from the art book about it, and I forget who it was. It might have been the game director commenting on some of the art, and one of the comments was, well, if you look at this, it's what you'd expect from a 15-year-old.
I just had a look, it was Atlas.
Yes, it's very good.
And yep, very obvious artistic decisions being made there. Oh yeah, had that famous image.
Yeah, it's very good, I recommend it. Just the art's a bit...
The art's very well done, it's just the art design.
The art design is a bit problematic, as we say on Twitter.
I have been playing one more.
Ooh.
If I may. I went back to the well and played Overwatch.
Hey.
I couldn't stop myself.
2-year anniversary.
2-year anniversary, it's out, it's happening now. I played it the day before.
Hey.
Probably should go back to play it. Played 2 games and realised why I sort of dropped off Overwatch for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that game it just makes me tense.
Yeah.
Even when I'm having a great time, it gets me tense. Because no, we have to win. Played some of the new character, Brigitte or Brigitte, as they're saying. Even though I still go with Brigitte because of Reinhardt's line. Brigitte. It's
a good word.
It's a great for a man with a fake German accent to scream. Unlike Torbjörn, the daughter of Torbjörn, unlike Torbjörn, she can actually speak Swedish, which they use a fair bit. Like some of the Torbjörn lines is just her saying, some of Brigitte's lines are just her saying Torbjörn's lines in Swedish, which is great. But yeah, they've announced the new event, the 2nd year anniversary, which will allow people. There are new things to unlock to get in loot boxes. They are also opening up every single event-specific unlockable.
Yay.
In the loot box as well, which is nice.
Neat.
For the time, and also bringing back every brawl, as they call it, from the previous events as well. So the snowball fight, the Yeti hunt, the actual story mode co-op bits with Uprising and Retribution.
Nice.
Which is actually really cool. Yeah. I like that. And
yeah, I've got one last game. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I haven't actually played it a lot bit. I've had a little bit of a go at Tacoma.
Oh, I've got Tacoma installed on my PC. I need to play it.
Tacoma, if you don't know, is by Fulbright, who made Gone Home, which, depending on your opinion, is either one of the best games ever made or a load of trash that no one should play.
I really liked it for its strengths. I know it's not much of a gamey game. I hate game. I'm describing stuff like that sometimes.
I can understand what you mean, but
it's made up of all the ex-Irrational devs who are very good at environmental storytelling, and that's it.
I will say there's a whole bunch of that in here.
Yes.
So if you like Gone Home, then so far from the scant hour and a bit I've played of it, then give Tacoma a go because it's good.
It's from what I've seen, it's very similar, but it actually has a unique gameplay gimmick.
Yeah.
where you're going over audio logs, as you would expect from the people who made stuff for BioShock.
Yeah.
But instead of just being audio logs, they're fully acted scenes with like actual characters who are holograms in the area, and they go around and actually do the scene, and you see the scene happen as if it was physical, which I think is a really nice touch.
It's pretty cool. Right, let's get on to the news.
Yes, let's go straight into the news. We're doing like a lightning round of VGM Podcast today.
Yeah, so it's that time of the year again.
Yes, for all of this is the time when we're nearing the point where we are at the point really where games start to slow down, but game news for later on in the year starts to ramp up.
I meant more in the case of it's that time of year for a Call of Duty game to be announced.
Yes, that as well. That's what I mean though.
Yeah.
It's that time of year. Call of Duty games announced. E3, big, like we know what's pretty much coming up at E3. We've got Call of Duty. Borderlands 3 isn't going to be there. Borderlands 3,
we haven't got that on the. I haven't put it on
we
the
haven't
blog,
put that on the news, but basically, quick thing: Borderlands 3 has sort of been semi-announced. Yeah. We said Borderlands won't be at E3. The Borderlands 3 announcement has been delayed, which I think is hilarious.
I'm going to complain about that in a minute for another thing, but we'll move on to that. But yeah, a Call of Duty game has been announced. In other news, hell still hasn't frozen over.
Water still wet.
Yes.
Call of Duty is Activision still think Call of Duty can go.
Yeah.
Although
they have had to basically retool the entire prospect of it to make it work.
Although I had, I thought, I've got my friends on Facebook, and a few of them are, the classic Call of Duty fan. They've loved this series since Modern Warfare 2, even Call of Duty 4, and just go on, as you would expect. They're not. They're wary about Black Ops 4.
Yeah, it makes sense. I feel like Call of Duty's time.
I think it's
falling down.
I think it's winding down. But then again, I said that after Infinity War.
Yeah.
But then, of course, World War 2 could do nothing but sell.
Yeah.
So.
I think I made this parallel to you the other day. I'm going to make it here again. That Call of Duty is to video games what Pitbull is to music.
It keeps coming back.
He's extremely popular, despite criticisms from everyone around him. He keeps returning even though we don't ask him to. And he always finds new ways to change up his act so that he's not completely stale.
And to be fair, what it does well. The problem is what it does isn't very popular.
So, the big thing's coming out of Black Ops 4. I don't think we ever said it was Black Ops 4.
Yeah, it's Black Ops... Well, we knew Black Ops 4 was happening. Black Ops 4 was announced a while ago.
Yeah.
But this is the big info dump of what to expect.
Announced via James Harden's forehead.
Yeah, because we already knew the logo.
Yeah.
Which is
due to James Harden not being very direct.
It's just 4 lines.
Yeah. But yeah. So big things coming out of this announcement is there's no campaign.
Black Ops Treyarch have sort of been moving away from the campaign because Black Ops 3, it had a campaign, but it was a co-op campaign sort of thing.
Honestly, who plays the fucking campaigns in these things anyway?
A lot of people actually. Well, remember Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, that's famous for its multiplayer.
Yeah.
But those games are very popular for their single player, especially the Modern Warfare games, very popular for their single player. They were pushing Ghost single player even over the multiplayer because there wasn't much in the multiplayer.
Yeah. So it's no campaign, multiplayer, zombies, and to replace the single player, there's, guess what? A battle royale mode.
Oh god. No.
Blackout. It's called.
From what I saw, it wasn't just battle royale mode.
Yeah.
It was this game is focusing on being a battle royale game.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why would you make it a battle royale game? You're a AAA developer doing the biggest shooter franchise in the world.
Yeah.
Why would you make it that?
I don't know. It feels kind of appropriate. It's like the big dog of the big popular video game medium. Everything everyone was copying a few years ago and now has to take from the new kid in town.
Yes, it definitely does.
Cred.
Also, I just saw that PC version will be developed from the ground up.
Ooh.
So it won't be a simple port. Well, it'll definitely be assets.
Yeah.
But
from
Beanox, who I know for being the Spider-Man developer.
Yeah.
And
he's also coming to Battle.net.
Yeah, I went on Battle.net to play Overwatch. It's there already.
Yeah.
Pre-orders are on Battle.net for Call of Duty.
Oh wait, Activision Blizzard. Yeah, I guess.
Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
So
I had to do a double take there for a second.
So basically, Activision didn't want to use, and they realised Blizzard already has their own multiplayer service, so they just put Activision stuff on there.
Yeah.
So currently it's Blizzard, so World of Warcraft, StarCraft 2, Heroes of the Storm, Diablo, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and then Activision, it's Destiny 2 and Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. They get putting in the Battle Royale
Black
thing.
Ops 4, October 12th, 2018. PS4, Xbox One, PC.
And apparently, it's probably a rumour, but Modern Warfare 2 Remastered
I mean, yeah,
might be happening with it.
God, that makes me feel old.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because, when was...
2009.
2009, Jesus, yeah. Because
literally going to be 10 years old next year.
Modern Warfare was developed for the Xbox when it wasn't out yet. For the Xbox 360 when it wasn't out yet. Jesus.
It's insane. But yeah, Call of Duty game has been announced more at 11.
More at 11,
or when it does actually something.
This is the news at 11. Call of Duty.
Speaking of Call of Duty, because a Call of Duty game has been announced, spoiler alert, the Battlefield game has to be announced.
Yep.
Oh, no, wait. No, it's not been announced. Sorry. It has a teaser for the reveal that should literally be happening right now.
Yes.
At this moment. By the time you hear this, the proper reveal trailer will be out.
Yep, we'll probably tweet about it.
But I still... This is what I want to complain about, right? We don't need a reveal trailer if there is a Twitter account with Battlefield and a V in it, with a logo that is pointing the fact they're going to reveal it. That's dumb. You have revealed it.
I dislike teasers for teasers.
Yeah, it's not a reveal, it is an announcement.
Yes. I do like the logo they've gone for it.
I guess.
It's the Battlefield 4 style.
Yeah.
Of, Battlefield with it, the blue and orange sparks, and I'm just like, yeah, I guess Battlefield 1 was a single thing, that was...
Yeah. By the time you hear this, you'll have a full trailer, you'll know more than we do. So.
It'll definitely be what you expect from Battlefield. It's probably going to be modern again.
Indeed.
I forgot to mention that about Black Ops 4 Treyarch, and doing the near future stuff again. And it looks like actual superheroes.
Hey.
It's like it's not even a military shooter anymore. It's just a you're a cyberpunk hero.
Just Overwatch, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much just without actual heroes.
Call of Duty nowadays is just like, right, what can we add in to make everything work? What are the popular things?
Like Titanfall.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on in a completely other direction to anime RPG good boys. Persona 4 Evermore.
What is
Persona 4 Evermore? Has been teased to be a project consisting of a game, an anime, and a manga.
It's a multimedia project.
A PS4 remaster with additional scenario that is being adapted into an anime and a manga. More details are apparently going to be revealed in the Persona magazine issue tomorrow.
Nice.
So
very on the button.
There's not a lot to this, but I just wanted to say, hey, there's a Persona 4 remaster. Hey!
Yay! Persona 4, PS4.
It makes sense.
As we will talk about in a bit, Persona still behind on the times even with this.
I mean, I appreciate now there's going to be an easier way to play P4, because P4 was weird for ages. It's a case of it
was on the PS2.
Yes.
After the PS3 had been out for 2 years.
Yeah.
Then it came out on the PS Vita as Golden, and is the only reason to own a Vita.
Yeah.
Apart from some of the first party stuff.
Yes.
And of course RPGs.
Other than Gravity Rush. And Gravity Rush,
but Gravity Rush got its sequel on the PS4.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Yeah, but it makes sense, I guess, because the only way I ever got to play P4 on a proper telly was I had to get my PS2 and get a PS2 copy that just happened to be in my local CEX for 31 quid.
Oh,
that shows how rare it is.
Oh, I had a moment of that recently. I've got a game which I bought for 4 quid. Saw it on eBay going for 60. It's yes.
Okay, I've put up this next article that Chris has sent to me.
I
didn't read this ahead of time, so I'm curious because of the screenshot.
The screenshot has nothing at all to do with the article.
Just to let you know, the screenshot is from, I'm assuming, No Mercy.
From WWE No Mercy, the game
on the N64.
Of the N64.
So I was like, are we getting a No Mercy reboot? Yeah.
because it's an N64 game, I'm guessing. So Sony and Microsoft we want to sell consoles and sell a console. Nintendo were just like, hey, everything gets sold.
Yeah.
But so including their mini consoles.
Yeah.
So the SNES Mini, the NES Mini, very popular. They're reprinting both of them.
Yeah.
They're putting out cool. So they've filed for a new Nintendo 64 trademark. In Japan, the image is a lot of Japanese text, but just in the middle of it, with lots of space, N64.
Got ya.
So, now, of course, they would have this trademarked anyway.
Mm.
So, why else would they have this trademarked if they're not to redo the trademark if they're not planning to do something with it? Because they also filed a Nintendo 64 in Europe last year.
Yeah.
So we could be getting a Nintendo 64 Mini, which I'd be down for.
Yeah, that'd be pretty solid. That shows how much technology's gone now that we can sit at the N64
on a single card.
Yeah, full early late 90s, early 2000s 3D graphics can now fit on
on a single
PlayStation
board.
1 era graphics can now fit on a small cartridge. That's kind of
someone has managed to get a PC of the time on a single chip.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, that's been around for a while. So
Yeah.
it's like we can put an entire PC from back in the day in a single chip.
So it's smaller. It's weird.
So games that have been rumoured for it are
I assume not No Mercy.
Not No Mercy. Mario Kart 64, Banjo-Kazooie, which would require working with Microsoft.
Oh yeah.
Which they have done in the past. They got Minecraft on the Wii U.
Oh yeah.
GoldenEye 007, which would require working with Microsoft and MGM.
Yeah.
Diddy Kong Racing, they actually own the rights to that one, so you know. And Resident Evil 2, which require working with Capcom, and Capcom will probably be down for that.
I'll be honest, this is the first one of these that I'd legitimately consider buying. Because all the other ones, it's just all the Nintendo first party stuff, and it's kind of this is there's some actual games on here.
Well, they got some of the Final Fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
And the Castlevania stuff. It wasn't just the first party, but they also trademark last October the design. Not just the design of the 1989 Game Boy, the original Game Boy.
Oh, okay.
It's a rather broad patent, though. It's more, we own this design of product.
Yeah.
For use in home video game consoles and programs for smartphones.
Oh, okay.
So, which also covers cases, covers stuff like that. Basically,
because everyone has GameCube, Game Boy
phone cases and stuff like that. Basically, want to crack down.
Are we gonna get a GameCube Mini?
Are we
going to get a GameCube Mini because the GameCube's already small as it is? Can we get an even smaller GameCube?
Well, here's the thing with the GameCube Mini. It's a bigger piece of kit. It would probably require more going into it. Yeah. But the 3DS, outside of its resolution, can pretty much reach GameCube levels. And that's a portable, so possibly, but I would give that a few more years.
Can we get a Dreamcast Mini?
A Dreamcast Mini? Well, Sega already licensed a Mega Drive out to so many people, and all of those have gone well.
I want a Dreamcast Mini, the Mega Console.
Because the NES Classic Mini and the SNES Mini, they all worked on emulation, of course. They were basically just mini PCs with an emulated chip running. Not even an emulated chip, just an emulated SD card.
Yes.
Which you couldn't mod because it was all on it and stuff like that. They could, if you broke it open. The Sega Genesis ones are all oh yeah, you can mod it as however you like because it's just a PC with emulation on it.
Yeah.
That can run Mega Drive games. And it's but the emulation isn't that great. Whereas Nintendo really we want this to play like a Nintendo game.
Yeah, that's fair.
And everyone's just but hardware emulation.
So, look forward to that, I guess.
Yeah, hope maybe. It's not confirmed, but it might be happening. So,
this next one, there's not a lot to it, but it's fairly simple.
This is literally just a website exists, and that is news.
Stalker 2 2021. That's all we got.
And that's all we need.
Yes. So, from that, I guess you get this, we'll get in a new Stalker game in 2021.
Is this Is this that Shadows of Chernobyl game?
Maybe.
Because that we talked about a few shows ago.
Maybe.
That we basically said was Stalker.
Yeah, could be. I'm not too sure.
Or is this something entirely new, maybe made by someone else?
We don't have it. This is all we got. There is no information on developer or like type of game or anything like that. We just know Stalker 2 2021.
There's also a little website hidden in the bottom of it,
which is it's just an email address. I
need stalker2.com.
It's info@stalker2.com. That's all it is.
Part of me wonders.
Info.
Oh, info.
Okay.
I was wondering, is that an email address, or are we going into some alternate reality game stuff?
I literally couldn't read info. I had to spell it out. I feel stupid now.
Is that like a thing? Like, are we going to get into ARG?
Maybe. I don't know.
We're not going to do it though.
But yeah, Stalker 2, 2021. Get hype.
Get hype. Stalker, the original Stalker, Shadows of Chernobyl, one of the great CRPGs of the time. I just tried to open info.stalker2.com and it doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that's a thing.
Stalker 2, 2021. Next news, and this one kind of annoys me a little bit. You can tell what kind of era I am in terms of news because I got this news article from Wario64 on Twitter.
Yes.
Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO John Codera says that the PS4 is at the end of the console's life cycle. Mate, it came out like 4 years ago. That's
about as long as it should be, yes.
Jeez.
No, but they say that. It's nearing the end of its life cycle. 4 years, that's about the average of a console's life. Because remember, last generation went on way too long. Nearly 10 years. In fact, I think it made it to 10 years.
I guess.
The physical production of those consoles. So it's just like, okay, this one is going to be shorter, it's coming to an end.
Yeah.
PlayStation 5. But there has been some other news on this a little bit that I've heard whisperings of. A sort of a year they plan to end PS4. 2021.
Oh.
That's a bit of a distance.
Yeah, that's a while off, yeah, I
That's
suppose.
a while off. And I'm just like, well...
Yeah. Well, maybe don't say is at the end. Maybe says is reaching the end. Because at the end implies it's on the block, we're killing it now.
It definitely seems to me that it's more we're winding down.
Yeah, it is a very badly worded headline. Possibly. Also because it makes it sound like my PS4 is going to disintegrate and an egg's going to come out of it and hatch the PS5 like a butterfly.
Speaking of PS5, I thought I'd segue it.
Yes.
This is for PC games. They have that Sony PlayStation 5. They're already doing it because they would be. Mm-hmm. Like a console takes years to develop.
Yeah.
To design, to come up with, like, even before you get into like actually just building them, you have to do all kinds of stuff with the code. So apparently a report says that Sony developers are messing around, as I used the word, with AMD's Ryzen CPU code.
Oh, okay.
Which makes sense because Sony have been using AMD kit in their stuff for years now. Well, the PS4. So it'd be an update because because PlayStation 4 is using the old generations, using generation previous. So they are basically just better chips.
Yeah.
So
basically.
So yeah, just that's what they're seeming to be messing around with, getting that ready. They could they're saying the PlayStation 5 2020 maybe, and the PlayStation CEO John Codera was reported by the Wall Street Journal as suggesting March 2021.
Okay, that seems...
Which would be a lot of time, March. For a console?
I don't know. I think that works. Because it's a case of...
You can build up hype to...
You've got the summer to get games out and get it tested and make sure you get all the kinks.
And then build up hype to the...
Yeah. You've got the Christmas release schedule of like September to November for all the big games to come out. And then you've got the Christmas period, everyone will get them bought. Easy. I feel like that works. Right.
So the exact tweet they took this reference from, Takashi Ochizuki, So the SIE head Kodera told analysts and investors that the period until March 2021 would be when PlayStation to crouch down once to grow further in the future.
Jeez, that proper sounds like it's going to like metamorphosize. I'm going to check my PS4 out and make sure it's not like going like a bit of fungus on it and it's ready to like hatch itself into an egg. Jeez.
Okay, next.
Right. Well, since your team interested in it, I guess we'll talk about Rage 2 for a
I
bit.
wasn't interested in it. I was surprised by it.
Yeah, let's talk about Rage 2 for a bit.
Rage 2 is happening, ladies and gentlemen, of all the games.
To the shock of everyone.
Because Rage was its big game when it first came out. This was a free disc on an Xbox 360 game.
Yeah.
It's like, id Tech 5, it's the future of gaming. And then Epic said, no.
Yeah.
And then everyone else said no, because id Tech 5 is a bit broken.
And everyone played it and was like, oh... Okay.
What everyone says about Rage, and what I will agree with Rage, is way too many cooks spoiling the stew.
Yeah, it came across to me as being a bit too ambitious.
Way too ambitious.
For that PS3, Xbox 360 era.
Well, it was meant to be a PC game. They didn't care about the consoles, but released on consoles for money. Because it was the first id game. Actual made in-house in id.
Yes.
In years when it came out. Like, Doom 3, some other little bits.
Yeah.
For Doom 3, and then re-releases of Doom and Doom 2 and Wolfenstein.
I love the fact that the most successful game id's made on a console platform for a good long time was that remaster of Doom 3 that also included Doom 1 and 2.
Yes.
Because I bought that just for Doom 1 and 2.
Even though everyone already has multiple copies of Doom 1 and 2.
I want to play it on a big telly with a controller in there. It's cool.
I got Doom 1 and 2 on 360 by themselves. Do that, and it's really cool.
It is cool.
Well, Doom 3 is not a bad game. It's just not a very good Doom game.
Yeah. But yeah. First Rage.
And we've already gone off Rage, which shows how boring that game is.
Well, yeah, Rage 2 is a thing. You can go look at the trailer.
I notice how they're trying to fix it.
They very clearly looked at Borderlands and gone, do that.
Yeah, they definitely have. They've definitely
go for a wacky apocalypse.
They've definitely gone, the normal type of post-apocalypse has been owned now.
Yeah.
Bethesda and Fallout owns your brown apocalypse.
Yeah.
Because when you do an apocalypse, you need an interesting style.
Yeah, I guess.
Rage kind of had that, but it was just Mad Max.
Yeah.
And not even good Mad Max.
Which is actually appropriate considering that this one is being developed by both id and Avalanche.
Who did the Mad Max game.
Yeah, which, I'll be honest, really disappointed me.
Really?
Because it's Avalanche who made Just Cause 2. Just Cause 2 is legitimately one of my favourite games of the last generation. It's awesome.
But Mad Max, all it is a fine game.
It's fine.
You can tell, and you can kind of tell it was in development for a long time.
Yeah.
That was in development almost as long as Fury Road was.
Yeah.
We need to make this big Mad Max game, and that's why there were no Mad Max games for a while.
I don't know. But yeah.
It isn't a tie in that game, by the way, the Mad Max game. But yeah, Rage 2
is a thing.
It's a thing. It's more colourful, but I I want to get into it because it has everything I like in a punk post-apocalypse.
I suppose.
But I view it and feel like I'm being manipulated by id. It was like, no, we can make this work. We just need to make it like what people like post-apocalypse
it's
to be.
It's the thing you like. Buy it.
Ah. It's like, you like that modern Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah. I will say, it does show quite a lot what kind of space it is in when they decide, you know what's really hot right now and we should really, really do? Borderlands. Even though Borderlands 2 came out, 5 years ago?
And Borderlands 3 has been delayed.
Yeah. Borderlands hasn't been, no offense, but Borderlands hasn't been relevant in probably about 5 years.
Well, Battleborn is why Borderlands is no longer relevant, because that was meant to be the next franchise.
Yeah, and then Blizzard were like, lol no.
Lol no. At least Tales of the Borderlands is kept in the consciousness.
Yeah, I guess.
Speaking of things that need to be more in the consciousness.
Speaking of, guess what? We're going to talk about Yakuza again.
Yes!
You can't stop us. To prove that it worked, we did it, everyone. Well done. Yakuza Kiwami is good. Yakuza Kiwami 2 is good, probably. It hasn't come out. It's coming out in August at some point. It's been announced by Sega that they were releasing PS4 remasters for 3, 4, and 5.
Yes, in a single year.
Not in a single year, no. The Japanese release schedule so far is the 3 remaster will be August 9th, 4 remaster fall 2018, 5 remaster spring 2019.
Which is like, it's under 365 days.
Yes. Now,
that's 3 full games.
Well, to be fair, these ones are a lot easier to do because the other 2 are going from PS2 tech to PS4 tech. This is PS3 tech to PS4 tech. That's not a massive leap.
Yeah, they just need to do some touch-ups for it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, with Kiwami, they added so much content.
Yeah.
Will they do that with 3, 4, and 5?
I don't know. It's saying here, the magazine clarifies that the contents of the remaster will be the same as the original games, but will run at 1080p resolution at 60 frames per second. Development on the Yakuza 3 remaster is currently 90%.
They've probably got one big team and split them into 3 smaller teams, and as each one is done, they'll move the teams over and speed up.
Yeah, and then there's just some minor details about actors and such. But,
that's cool.
But yeah, I will give one clarification, is that these are for Japanese releases.
Yes.
We don't know officially if they're coming to the West, but
they will probably the year after.
I mean, I think Sega now realises that Yakuza is viable in the West.
They realised that, I think, with Yakuza 5 was when they really realised.
Well, that was around the time. That was around the time the movement of get
Japanese
this good
games,
get this good.
So yeah, like Yakuza 5, I think, is when they started going, yeah, we can sort of do this. Then Dead Souls happened. We skipped past Dead Souls.
Dead Souls is the reason we didn't get 5 for like a good 3 years.
But so we got 5, we got Dead Souls, and then it was just like, okay, we can. And it's really with this generation that you've really gone Yakuza. Like, it was. Like,
it's probably the main thing that did it was probably the reception Zero got.
Definitely the reception Zero got, and the sales Zero got, and Kiwami.
Yeah, and so
really, Shenmue.
Yeah.
Like, when everyone went absolutely nuts that Shenmue 3 was happening, Sega went...
And people like me were like, look at these games. These are the same.
And then just went, well, we already have these games. We already have more than 2 of them.
Yeah. So in my mind...
You don't have to do a full redevelopment of it.
I suppose it makes sense to get them all on one platform and easy to acquire, because like 1 and 2 were impossible to get in, especially here in this country, for ages.
I'm also going to do some quick currency conversion, because they have got the price for Yakuza 3 remaster.
I mean, the remasters for the Kiwami remaster was something like $29.99.
Yeah.
So I imagine they'd be around similar.
Also, you get a soundtrack download code for free.
Oh boy,
that's a nice touch.
Hey, I like Yakuza 3 soundtrack because that's when they're in Yokohama and it's on the beaches. And they're like, it's basically the beach episode. It's quite fun.
Yes.
Next is a story from you.
Yes, I have a story
about Bloodstained, that game that I've been talking about for ages.
Yeah, it's one of the big Kickstarter success stories.
Yes.
But by which I mean it was successful on Kickstarter because the game isn't out yet.
Yeah, this could very.
It's out tomorrow.
This could very much hit Mighty Number 9 kind of area yet, but we don't.
But from what we've seen and from what the buzz is, it's apparently good.
To be fair, we sort of knew from the get-go that, well, not from the get-go, but as it was coming out, we kind of already knew that Inside Number 9 was probably not going to be very good.
Yes.
Because the development of it was very traumatic and things went kind of horribly wrong around it. So people were already off board by then. But this, people seem to still be on board with it and interested. So, anyway, I'm actually interrupting your story.
That's pretty much it, to be fair. It's just, it's coming out, but it has been delayed on 2 different systems. It's coming out tomorrow on PC, PS4. Switch is probably coming later.
Wait, hold on. This isn't Curse of the Moon.
Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. Yeah, it's the Castlevania style thing.
I thought it was Ritual of the Night.
Hold
on, we gotta do some research.
I might have gotten it misstained with another Bloodstained game.
Bloodstained. It was Ritual of the Night. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night was the one that was on Kickstarter.
That was Kickstarter. Why are there 2 Bloodstained games?
Oh
my god! Yes, we've hit a thing.
Ritual of the Night. That is the Koji Igarashi one.
What is Curse of the Moon?
Sorry, I've got confused now.
From Inti Creates. Oh, it is getting the Switch put on. Oh, by the way, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, if you are interested, getting it on May 24th.
Bloodstained Curse of the Moon
Is it related? It is. So it's a stretch goal.
Oh, it's a stretch goal game.
It's a stretch goal game. So this is how successful the Bloodstained Kickstarter was. Then we got another game.
Yeah.
And 8-bits. It's the 8-bit style. It's more classic Castlevania.
Yeah, it's the D-Make. And that somehow came out before the main one.
Yes.
Which I guess makes sense because it's like
it's coming out May 24th on the PS4, Switch, and 3DS outside of Europe.
Yes.
And PS Vita and PC.
Mm-hmm.
However, the Europe version of the European version of 3DS will launch on May 31st, so a few days later, and June 6th for the Xbox One. The reason they have given is setting up an online store.
Okay.
They've had delays. They blame it on themselves for thinking they could do it quicker. It's their first game.
Yeah.
So fair enough. But yeah, Bloodstained, that was a little bit confusing. I thought, just like, oh god, I know we get multiple.
So, to confirm, this coming out, the one that Chris talked about with the delay, is Curse of the Moon, the D-Make stretch goal. Ritual of the Night, the main one, still doesn't have a release date yet.
It's still, I think it, does it not?
No, it still writes as like 2018.
Okay, so this comes out this week. It's classic Castlevania.
Yeah.
It looks like there's only one photo and it's of a giant boss. Looks very similar to Shovel Knight.
Yes.
Which I'm very happy.
I'm very excited about this because I've accidentally done a very, very good segue. Speaking of vampires.
Yes.
We're going to talk about Vampire the Masquerade.
Yes.
If you're not familiar with Vampire the Masquerade, it's a very, very good RPG series. Well, like paper RPG series for many years. It had a game called Bloodlines back in like the mid 2000s,
which is a very good CRPG.
Which is probably one of the only good true successors to Fallout in terms of original Fallout in terms of RPGs.
I would say it hits that
it
early 2000s PC RPG boom of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, Deus Ex. There's another one in there.
The one that I always forget.
But
like the ones like by Black Isle and Troika.
All that. Guys. You know, that style of
the last one of that
action RPG.
The last one of that generation probably to come out is probably New Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Though New Vegas is more open worldy than
I guess, but New Vegas still has that kind of quality to it. But Paradox, current owners of the Vampire the Masquerade license.
I think they were always the owners.
Well, I don't know, but they believe that a sequel to Bloodlines is an obvious choice.
Who developed the first one?
It was Troika, I believe.
Troika. Okay.
Troika.
I was thinking because it feels like such an Obsidian game.
Yeah.
Really good.
Well, to be fair, a lot of the people who work at Obsidian are former Troika.
Yeah, because it feels like such an Obsidian game because it's really, really good, but was broken as hell when it first came out and needed fixing. Like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines now, perfectly playable, perfectly great. It runs on all the resolutions. It took 10 years to get to that point.
Yeah. So it is not. It said a new Vampire game is not on like relatively high on Paradox's list, but it's definitely an option.
Yes,
it's
there. An obvious choice. Like we can It's basically saying. This basically feels like a release of saying, hey, we own the rights to Vampire the Masquerade.
We can do this.
We have the game rights to Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah.
And Bloodlines is very successful. If any of you developers want to come up to us with a pitch, we'll have a look.
It feels very much a case of casting the net out. Just to be like, what's the interest in this? Let's find out.
And I feel I'm going to say it's an obvious choice to make. They know the interest is there, especially on PC, and they're just like, okay, we need the developer. Yeah. Because Paradox don't develop many games these days.
No.
They were always a publisher. Like Paradox has been going. I didn't know how long Paradox has been around.
Yeah.
Paradox has been around since the early 90s.
Yes, Paradox has been around for ages.
They've been around for ages, but they only recently got really relevant by just publishing all the PC games everyone cares about.
I feel like the problem with this mainly is that there isn't really a proper CRPG developer anymore that could do something like Bloodlines.
I mean, you've got Obsidian still going.
Because Black Isle is dead, although they came back and haven't actually made a game yet.
Give them Vampire.
I don't know how many of those guys are still the original devs though. Because a lot of them worked at Troika, and then a bunch of Troika worked at Obsidian.
Mm-hmm.
Because Obsidian, I don't really know what their deal is at the moment.
Obsidian...
I know they have something with Ubisoft.
I don't think they've been bought out by Ubisoft yet.
No.
But they've... Because they were oddly freelance for the longest time, weren't they?
Yeah.
It was like, hey, we're going to make a Bethesda RPG and then move over to make a Ubisoft JRPG style game. It's weird. I mean, you still got loads of indie CRPG devs. You know, the guys who made Wasteland 2.
Yeah.
The guys who make the action RPGs, the L-style ones, they can probably do it.
But yeah.
Loads of people want to make new Deus Ex.
Yeah.
So, you know...
new, good Deus Ex.
Yeah. I feel like the people are there.
I feel like, to some extent, Ubisoft is to blame for this. I don't know how, but I'll figure out. I will figure out a way to blame them for this.
You just don't like Ubisoft, do you?
No, I don't know.
Ubisoft are my favourite.
If something goes wrong, I'm blaming Ubisoft for it.
Ubisoft are my favourite of the big four.
Speaking of Ubisoft, another good segue. Speaking of Ubisoft,
you make it hard to love you, Ubisoft.
Yeah, Ubisoft have confirmed that The Division 2 will release within the next 12 months.
Fair enough.
That feels oddly quick and oddly not called for.
Here's how little I'm interested in The Division. I saw another headline over to the right of that page, which is Tencent acquires majority stake in the Path of Exile studio.
Oh yeah,
that's a story.
Yeah, that's something.
You know, Tencent, biggest publisher in the world right now. Yeah. They are a huge Chinese company.
Yeah.
Billions of dollars invested in games. Mm-hmm. They are Chinese esports. They're building a town just for esports.
Makes sense. But we've got to stick with what we've got.
And stick with what we've got. The Division 2. I was so excited for The Division and so disappointed.
Division 2
when it came
due out April 2019.
Hopefully it takes what The Division, when it fixed itself, had.
Yeah.
And just expands on that.
Yeah. This is it will also be coming out in the same time span as my new favourite name for a game, The Crew 2.
Yes, The Crew 2, which is actually really cool.
How could you put a 2 in The Crew? Like
the second Crew.
Like what letter do you replace? I don't know. Maybe,
probably R.
Probably the E. The E would make sense, but I don't know how you can do it. A 2 can put an E.
The Crew 2.
Or you could do like a Fast and Furious thing and put the 2 in the middle. The 2
Crew.
The 2 crew. To the crew. Yeah, 2 crew, 2 crew-rious.
To the 2 crew, whatever. But yeah, Division 2, but they also had some interesting things about sales projections with The Crew 2. So basically, they've got 3 games of that big size, they're tentpole games, over the next fiscal year. Because that's what they're doing, 3 tentpole games. And Ubisoft want those tentpole games to be... they want basically big single-player game, big multiplayer game, big other multiplayer game. So it's Crew 2, Division, multiplayer games, and unannounced franchise title. Franchise, it's been around.
Yeah.
From Ubisoft, that either means 3 options. Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, Rainbow Six. Tom Clancy.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Watch Dogs. I'm going to predict it's Watch Dogs. Because they've slowed down Assassin's Creed's development.
Yeah. 2
years now instead of 1. So, and we just had Assassin's Creed Origins last year. So I'm thinking.
I feel weird now because I forgot that Assassin's Creed Origins came out.
So I'm thinking the next one is Watch Dogs 3 because Watch Dogs 2 did well.
Do you know what? That's proof that you shouldn't make a new Assassin's Creed because I forgot that one came out last year. If I can forget, if me, co-host of a video game podcast, can forget that an Assassin's Creed game came out like less than 6 months ago, then it's probably a bad sign. And
they expect to sell 19 million over those 3 games.
Ooh,
that's a big number. Over 3 games.
That's a big number.
Remember when if you sold 1 million copies, you were the biggest kahuna in the entire gaming world.
Yeah. Now it's like, we only sold 12 million copies.
Rise of the Tomb Raider, we sold 1.4 million copies. We're at a loss.
We only sold 12 billion. Oh my god. We're gonna have to close you down.
Have you seen anything of Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
No.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. That's the thing, by the way.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider is happening. Yeah. No one knows. No one cares.
Maybe you like that. I don't know.
No one
give it a go. I guess
you have a movie to put you in the public consciousness to make you and so the next game will have a hit from it. Nope.
Movie wasn't very good though, so I don't know.
Movie's fine.
Next is To You.
This is one of mine. This is Nexus. The Nexus Mods website service. They are putting money into mods. Now remember when Steam did this?
Yes.
And it was terrible.
People got their panties in a twist.
This is a...
Because they were like, I don't want to pay for people's hard work.
This... No, it wasn't that. It was more how they divided the money.
Yeah.
Because it sort of became... So you're asking for unofficial paid DLC.
Yeah.
Which sort of feels weird.
I know.
Like, even modders were like, that's not kind of the point of mods. So, I like this system a little bit more. It has its own problems, but I like it a bit more. Nexus have put forward, so for this first year of this new system, the donation point system, or DP,
yes,
they have set aside for this year $100,000. Oh, that's a lot of money. And so you can opt in for their files to receive donation points, and site managers will create their pool of donation points based on the amount of cash they've got for that time, and the points will be distributed by how many people, by number of unique downloads for opted-in things. So it's up to the person. So it's up to a single person running the show who will get a board of opted-in mods. We'll see how popular they are, and then will distribute his points through that board.
Yeah.
And 1,000 donation points equals $1.
Hey.
So it's not a lot of money.
No.
And it will of course be redeemed, and you can the money, and they have announced that the money will be redeemed via PayPal, given to charity, which is nice, or used on further premium memberships.
Oh, okay.
So basically, you can put it towards your sustained membership.
Hey, that's something.
And the cash comes from Nexus Mods themselves. It's their own money, so nobody actually has to pay in. So it keeps mods free, but allows mod developers to get paid.
Yeah.
It feels a bit having cake and eating it.
A little bit, I guess.
But they have said that looking forward, we would also like to introduce a new crowdfunding mechanism that will allow users of the site to donate into that monthly pool and top up what Nexus Mods is already paying into each month. So basically, you can donate to the site.
Okay.
Which is an okay system. Yeah. Feels ripe for embezzlement.
Yeah, that feels weird because if I know anything about Nexus Mod, I know most people are downloading like garbage that takes like 5 seconds to make. When there's like people doing hard work that probably deserve it more.
Yeah.
I'd prefer a system where you can just directly donate to the specific people you want.
Yes.
Like, I don't want my money going to some fucking joke mod that just replaces all the chairs with dragons.
And of course, the site managers want to be as hands-off as possible.
Yes.
They do not want to engage, so they're using unique downloads. They're not going ratings.
Yes.
So literally, it's just if people download your mod, we will pay you. Yes. That's it. We don't care about the drama. Yeah. Which I like. You don't want to get into this. There should be no one person or group of people in charge who receives donation points. Yeah. So basically, they're trying to remove subjectivity out of it as much as possible. Yeah. Like, I like that mod, I'll give it an extra couple of points now. But it still feels odd. Because people going, well, now you're using my mod to make this mod work, and you get downloads, even though my mod isn't getting downloaded as much. Yeah. So it's a better idea. Better than Bethesda's.
Yeah, it's better, definitely. But still,
it's better. Still, possibly could cause drama, but it's the modding community. There's going to be drama.
I guess. Who knows? Next,
visual novels.
Not visual novels.
I know. I just wanted to shout that because that's one of my stories. I'm really excited about that story. I'm not so excited about this story.
We're going to talk about golf.
Hence why I want to talk about visual novels that have genre, which I kind of dislike.
I'm going to do quick because it's not going to take me too long to talk about this. But EA have legitimately lost one of their licenses.
That's actually really good. That's actually not good. Huge.
Yeah, but basically they'd lost a PGA Tour golf license. And now it's going to the guys who do the golf club.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
HB. EA Sports own all of the sports though, don't they? Oh my god!
Yeah, so the Golf Club 2019 now features a PGA Tour career mode type thing with a bunch of PGA tour proper courses.
Courses, players,
Yeah. Doesn't appear to be anything like big or massive, but
it's happening.
Yeah, a game that not by EA has one of the sports licenses.
Which means the next golf club game will be the PGA Golf Club.
To be fair, we don't know anything official about this yet. They might not have lost their licenses because EA sometimes has weird relationships with some of their sports franchises. Like EA is allowed to make NBA Live, but 2K also has 2K,
which is the official
NBA
one.
2K ones.
Which is weird because EA killed NFL 2K.
Yeah.
And they also destroyed the NCAA games.
Yeah.
By saying, no, these guys can be in the NFL, so therefore we own the rights to it.
Yeah.
And they haven't made an NCAA game since.
Part of that also has to do with stuff like NCAA's rules about like athletes can't get paid and stuff.
Because
even though their likenesses are in games and stuff, but that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, but it was EA leading that charge because they didn't want any.
Right.
Next.
I don't really have the link to your visual novel one. You just want to talk about?
Should we just do the visual novel one? Let's do the visual novel one.
About it.
So, visual novel devs. Now, Steam has been on a bit of a tear recently, removing games.
Yes. Oh, I do have the link.
They have removed a few games from Steam. They removed House Party.
Yes.
Which is a very early access. It's unfinished game where the gimmick is sex.
Yes.
Very much so. It's still quite involved in what it is. It's basically a first-person point-and-click sort of thing. Again, you're playing it for the gimmick, but they removed it from Steam for sexual content. Because Steam don't allow publishing of MA-rated games.
Yes.
House Party, however, is very much MA. It's very much M, but they got through because early access stuff, but they've gotten rid of it.
Yeah.
Next game removed, Hoonie Pop, the match-free visual novel game, again, sexual content.
Yeah.
But that wasn't MA the Steam copy isn't, because you have a free patch on the website which puts it back in. But they removed it from Steam because of that. Which basically means that people are leaving Steam. Like developers are leaving Steam. Some of them. We're starting to get this little bit of motion going as Manga Gamer and Sekai Project are bringing all their games to GOG because they feel like Steam is too unstable to house their games there anymore. Yeah,
that's fair.
They have, of course, sexual content and stuff like that. Manga Gamer specifically mentioned Valve, so the PR John Pickett says and GOG came to them apparently and said, "We'll put your games out." GOG hates visual novels.
Yes,
but they're putting their games out. Yeah. Like GOG hasn't done many visual novels, but they've put a few out. Yeah. And they're starting to do it because they're starting to just push into just games in general. So John Pickett, the PR manager of Manga Gamer, says, "This opportunity couldn't come at a better time. We've been speaking with GOG prior to recent events about adding visual novels as a genre to their retail platform. And with Valve now threatening the livelihoods of visual novels developers everywhere, it is a huge relief to see GOG opening their doors to these games." Yeah. So basically, and also Valve sent a lot of warnings to developers. Basically, don't put uncensored patches in these games. Yes. We want the full game on Steam, and we still won't allow pornographic images. So this is really weird. Because it's porn games. Yeah. It's the freedom of porn games, pretty much.
It's weird. It depends. I suppose I can't really say exactly, but I suppose it depends on what the content is, really. If it's meant in.
Valve has moved back on it. They have apologised. Yeah. Kind of. They've walked back on the warning, saying they've re-reviewed the claims. Yeah. And make more specific recommendations to developers in the content, basically saying we're not going to threaten you as much anymore. Yeah,
I can understand. Honestly, I don't want to agree with Valve, but I can understand why they make decisions. Mainly because a lot of their system is automated, so it can be, and because Steam users basically broke the recommendation system via tags and that, it can be very easy for you as a regular, as any user, any Joe Steam user. You can go on, look for like Call of Duty Summit, and then or any game that's fairly simple, and then the broken recommendations will recommend you sex games for whatever reason. Which is like, I can understand that, because that's kind of a case of it's breaking our systems, but...
And to be fair, it's never gone against... And to be fair to Steam, it's never gone against... They're not changing their stance on games like this, kind of. They've never allowed MA-rated games.
Yes.
They mostly tackled ones that have violent content in it, though, rather than sexual content.
Yes.
So this is sort of a change in that, and also they're changing the rules kind of on what you do with the game once you've bought it.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. It's basically interesting for the games, for Steam itself more than.
It's weird, but hopefully it all gets sorted out. Next, considering another thing we usually talk about a lot, we're going to talk about Platinum Games.
Platinum Games.
Now, if you want a statement that can genuinely terrify a human being, the phrase "Platinum Games at work on an action title set to quote flip the genre on its head."
What can they do to the genre?
Yes. How?
Platinum Games and Suda51 with a lot of money.
Yes. Jesus. Like, I don't know. I don't know how they can innovate any more than you can. I don't even want them to innovate. I just want them to make the same thing over and over again, just differently.
But will it be like in gameplay, or will it just be in set pieces? Because with set pieces, we already had Bayonetta, the sexually provocative witch who fights literal god. Nier Automata, where you have to play the game 5 different times in order to actually play the game. Yeah. And Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, where you fight an evil US senator with a giant robot.
I mean, don't forget Wonderful 101.
Wonderful 101, where you control 101 heroes at once.
That's a wonderful piece of masterpiece that hopefully gets proper release. There's all sorts of games they've done in a long time.
They made a really bizarre, good Transformers game.
Yeah. They were going to make that... I honestly forget what it was called. The one they were going to do...
Scalebound.
That could have been
you
good.
have a pet dragon and you're like a hip dude with headphones.
It could have been good, but it got cancelled, and it was
cancelled by Microsoft.
Yes, because Microsoft don't understand Platinum at all.
Yeah, so...
But yeah.
We are making an action game to flip the genre on its head.
Yeah. It's a good time for Platinum. Platinum are in big business in the moment.
What can you do? We've already done weird things with story, with set pieces, with gameplay.
Yeah.
Like Metal Gear Rising Revengeance doesn't have a dodge or block mechanic.
Yeah.
It has a power mechanic,
yes.
which was very new at the time.
Well, we will find out soon enough, and hopefully it continues to be exciting and fun, and Platinum stays around forever, because I love them to the ends of the earth.
They have made bad games.
Yes.
But no one is perfect, because they made Legend of Korra, which is a mediocre game, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that one.
Yeah.
That one of the last games released on 360.
Hour of the Shadows, was it?
No, that was a different one. Mutants in Manhattan?
Maybe.
The one where it was sort of semi-open world every level, and it was a bit rubbish.
Well, I always argue that it's the Platinum B team. There's big difference.
It is the Platinum B team, but they're still being very proud of calling them Platinum. And you can't say anything but take away anything from Platinum.
Yeah.
They always make good action fighting systems.
Yes.
Even Legend of Korra and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had decent fighting systems.
Indeed. Okay, final thing. This is not a confirmed thing, it's just one minor story, but I'm going to say it anyway. R.I.P. in peace, PlayStation Vita.
See, I was saying that 2 years ago, but...
so was I. Sony is ending production of physical Vita games.
It's all going to be downloads only from now on.
Yes, if you want your visual novels on the go, get them online.
I believe you mean JRPGs.
Or both. I don't know.
There's only... I mean, to be fair, there's only 2 genres on the Vita.
But yeah, Sony's ending physical production of Vita games. All the hardware manufacturers say distribution will continue. This move will mark the end of physical cards for the maligned portable game system.
It was just on SD cards, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was only tiny SD card type things. But yeah, it's been weird for the Vita. Vita was only announced in 2012.
Yep. It was announced just before the PlayStation 4. It was announced like 2 years before the PlayStation 4.
It's kind of amazing. Well, I guess one console's coming.
One of my favourite quotes from those abridged press conferences when they were at the PS4 announcement.
Yeah.
When they were talking about NAC and how you can do like Wii U style stuff with the PS Vita and go, look at all the stuff you can do with the PS Vita. We would really like it if you bought a PS Vita.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel bad for the Vita. The Vita had a very hard fought life It had some good things. It's arguably the reason Persona's as popular as it is.
Yeah.
Now,
but that was it. That's it really for the Vita.
It's probably the reason Juicebox as a company still exists.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what the Vita actually had as games, and it was Persona 4 Golden.
And a lot of first party stuff that was okay.
Uncharted, The Golden Abyss was okay.
Yeah.
God of War had one, which was okay.
It had Unit 13, the Shooty Bang one.
Yeah.
It had Escape Plan, the puzzly platform one.
Yeah, which went to PS3.
Yeah. All these went to PS. Half the games that were good went to PS3. It's like, you know what it's like?
Gravity Rush 2 went to PS4.
Do you know what it's like?
Go on.
It's like the Wii U.
Yes.
It's like a console that didn't do very well, but had good games on it that got ported to better consoles.
Yeah, it's good. Well, Switch.
Yeah. But yeah. Alright, here's the question then. After the Vita's, let's just say, downfall, do you think Sony would be willing to try mobile gaming again?
Mobile gaming?
Yes.
Not just portable gaming?
Or portable gaming.
Portable gaming. Well, mobile gaming is... Because portable gaming, you go into the Xperia Play.
Yeah. You know what I mean.
Which didn't work either. I think they're done. I think they would have to be done at this point. The PSP didn't... The PSP did well. Not tremendously well.
Yeah.
I think portable gaming is Nintendo's. I think Nintendo owns it.
Yeah, I think... To be
especially when Nintendo were owning the markets with a home console as well as a portable console.
I think most people seem to be in agreement now that mobile gaming and portable gaming was a thing of the past, and the kind of, unless you're Nintendo making it part of your core console, it's not really your focus anymore.
It wasn't that way at the time of their announcements.
Because even think about it this way, it's like even Nintendo are sort of moving away from the 3DS and stuff.
They have to, because the 3DS is old.
So
at this point.
I don't know.
But
could this be the end of portable gaming?
I remember when the 3DS and the Vita were announced, and I go, the Vita has all this cool stuff. 2 thumbsticks. Yes. It looks like a PS2. Amazing.
Yeah.
It's got us and these touchpads, which touchpad on the back's a little weird, but I guess you could just use it as L2 and R2.
Yeah.
Which most people did. That's a cool little thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But then I looked at the 3DS and thought it's less powerful, but its games somehow look better.
Yeah.
It's got the 3D thing, which is a very cool gimmick at the time. And it's a DS, and I can play DS games on it.
Yeah.
Vita came out with no games.
Yeah.
The 3DS came out with all the DS games, plus its new games.
Yeah.
And though I remember at the time, one of the most infamous articles in gaming journalism history, Colin Moriarty comparing the Vita and the 3DS, and basically saying, the Vita's going to completely crush the 3DS in sales. The 3DS is a no hope. I'm just like, oh my god.
I'm glad he became a right wing nut job then.
How much money?
Jeez.
I thought you became a YouTuber, Colin Moriarty.
No, I just went and became a right wing weirdo.
Oh, fair enough.
Anyway,
that's it for news.
RIP Vita and potential RIP to portable gaming as we know it.
With a Switch combining home and portable, maybe.
Yeah. Traditional portable gaming is probably going to go away.
Yeah, and I've actually rooted out my Game Boy Color. I've brought it with me. I just played Tetris on the way here.
Fair enough.
And Tetris, yeah.
It's like how you can get it on your phone for like nothing. Or is it like the experience? Game feel?
It's the experience.
It's game feel.
I can't play Tetris on the phone. It doesn't feel right.
Fair enough.
I need buttons for Tetris.
Fair enough. But yeah, that is the news.
That is the news. Shall we move on to releases?
Yes, we will. But first, gotta do the noise.
Oh, the Dynasty Warriors noise.
No, it's just random video game voice.
We're just doing random bad video game acting.
So, let's find out what's coming out this week.
What's the matter, Dubois?
John, it's a facility check. I have this strange feeling.
That doesn't sound too good.
Oh, definitely. It's from the air unit area. It's howling at the top of its lungs. I wonder if it's wearing down.
Can it be fixed?
Oh, not right away. Oh, by the way, Commander Clancy was looking for you.
Okay.
We're back!
Ah!
Releases.
We hope you liked that piece of voice acting history.
Indeed.
Once we're going to have to put in a speech with like a Troy Baker as Joel from The Last of Us speech, just to throw people off.
Nah.
Just, something really emotive and award-winning.
Nah, we'll stick to Zero Mission.
We'll stick to like
People hate you, Steve. You too, Steve. Anyway, releases.
Let's just do this week's quickly.
We already talked about this week. It's a big week this week.
It is a big week this week. So yesterday we got 3 games. On the PS1 and Xbox One we got Space Hulk Deathwing Enhanced Edition.
Oh.
New Space Hulk game, awesome. New Deathwing game actually.
Yes.
Because Space Hulk has had multiple games in multiple genres. Space Hulk Deathwing is the good one.
I've just seen what the next one is and it's made me feel really bad.
Oh no! Chucklefish on the Vita comes Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley in big brackets next to it. Digital. No physical. Vita is dead. Ignore it.
However, Stardew Valley on the go.
Yeah.
Very nice, unless you want to Switch, in which case you already own it.
Yes. Vita is always last.
Yeah. Oh, poor thing.
Xbox One.
Xbox One from Microsoft, State of Decay 2.
Yeah.
Getting some decently positive news.
Good to know.
A lot of people going, yeah, State of Decay. It's just more State of Decay.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about that really good deal that came with it?
Yes.
They released it at half price. You've got it at full price. You've got State of Decay 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
It's pretty solid.
Next.
So, Friday.
25th. From Bandai Namco on PC, PS1, Xbox One. Dark Souls Remastered.
Yes.
Awesome. And with that there's also that Switch port of Dark Souls, which is already out, I think. And that's getting its own little update to celebrate the occasion.
With the Slayer amiibo.
Slayer Stories King his amiibo, Praise the Sun.
Yeah.
It does nothing except unlock the Praise the Sun pose early.
I feel like we talked about this like 3 times now.
Yes.
We talk about it all the time.
We talk about it all the time. It's a nice little statue.
Yeah. So, with Light, There Must Be Darkness.
PS4 from Sony and Quantic Dream, Detroit's Become Human.
Yes.
Which, its marketing push is getting better and better with each trailer. And
I can't wait for it to be shit.
the demo went over like wildfire.
I can't wait for it to be shit.
Oh.
Look, ignore Quantic Dream demos. They are always redone and remade multiple times to make sure you get the perfectly created, orchestrated experience so it works perfectly. We don't want that. We want the jank shit near the end.
We want fighting the internet with Dragon Ball Z powers.
Yeah.
We want the game breaking so you scream Sean during the final fight.
You want the jank shit right near the end.
What's the jankiest bit of Beyond Two Souls?
The jankiest bit I had is when right near the end when you're in the underwater China ghost base and you're trying to get underwater in the big suit because we couldn't do it because it was motion controlled, so you had to like push your controller like downwards to make you go down. But when we tried to do it, it wouldn't do it, so we couldn't finish the game.
And finally, for this week, on the 25th, from Nintendo and 3DS,
Yes.
Dylan's Dead Heat Breakers.
Hey.
A update to a 3DS eShop game.
Nice.
Which is nice. Next.
So we're going to do till
The 15th of June, I think.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have another podcast by then.
Or just slightly after then.
Yes, maybe. But
Maybe,
hey,
hopefully.
So we're gonna this is the way we're figuring out our schedule is so we don't have to read loads.
So let's do this. On the 29th of May.
A lot on the 29th.
A lot on the 29th. We've got 5, 6, 7 games?
New enough. A lot.
So first game is from Maximum Games.
Agony.
By MadMind. It's Agony, which is a upcoming, so read on Google obviously, dark fantasy survival horror.
Oh.
Nice. And the photos look, and the images look amazing.
Hey.
It looks as good as Hellblade.
Nice.
1, it looks as good as Hellblade, and 2, it's got some really cool art design.
Sweet.
Like I think you play it as a demon.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. As a tormented soul, players begin a journey as a tormented soul within the depths of hell without any memories of their past.
Sweet.
That sounds awesome. Next, something that's a bit more bizarre.
I've got this one. Legend of K Anniversary Edition for the Switch. Legend of K is one of those PS2 games.
Yep. It's one of those we need a
weird mascot platformer that doesn't quite work. You can tell what kind of game it is because on my Wikipedia page, people also search for Clockwork Knight, Aero the Acrobat, and Blink's the Time Sweeper.
Yep. Blinks was going to be so
Oh,
big.
and Billy Hatcher too.
Hmm?
But yeah, I don't know. It's an old PS2 remaster of a game with a cat. It looks neat, I guess.
Yep.
Giga.
Next, a cool indie game coming out on PS4. Merge. And Digital Sun, Moonlighter. It's been published as well by 11-bit.
Yeah.
Doesn't look 11-bit. It looks HD sprite as hell. Actually, it looks really nice. Top down. I'm guessing RPG. It's got bosses. It's got dungeons. Maybe Zelda-esque.
Yeah.
It looks quite cool actually.
Neat.
If you have a look at the art style. The art style's really cute. If you like the art style, go for it.
Cool. Next, something else we talked about quite a lot from Sodesco Boys on the 29th. Owlboy.
Owlboy is getting its console version.
Yeah,
It's PS4 and Switch.
Both we have talked about it loads, and basically the internet has talked about it loads, so we don't really need to go
Yep.
over it any further.
But I will quickly say, in case this is your first time listening, Owlboy, get it.
Get it in you. Right, also,
Games we don't need to search up, thank goodness. Also on the 29th.
PS4, Xbox One, Sega Mega Drive Classics.
Yep. Another Sega
Because-
Mega Drive collection. Because Sega.
Someone will buy it, I guess.
And they keep making money.
Yeah.
But I know of people who own literally 20 copies of Sonic the Hedgehog 1,
Jeez.
all on different systems.
More importantly, for a good re-release, and a re-release I'm super excited for.
Hey, Sega Mega Drive Classics is a very good re-release.
Yeah, but PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, Capcom, Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, yes, boys!
Yes! That's Street Fighter 1 through Third Strike,
Yes.
which is really cool. Yeah, nice.
Get it. If you like Street Fighter in any way, just
If you like fighting games in any way,
get
really.
that shit in you.
If you like your traditional 2D fighting games, Street Fighter is the most traditional 2D fighter. There is Yakuza Island Express.
I saw a little bit of this.
On the final game on the 29th.
Do you play an egg?
You play as
It looks like you play an egg.
postman who
Why-
might be an egg.
Why did it look like you play an egg?
You play an egg postman.
Please confirm, everyone, do you play an egg in Yakuza Island Express?
Okay,
Send us emails.
according to Steam, it's on sale. It's on sale on Steam actually.
Yes.
10% off. It's developed by Villa Gorilla. And I'm really excited to just see the publisher.
Ooh.
Team 17.
Hey!
Worms.
Oh.
It's the Worms guys.
Yeah, boys.
So you do not play as an egg. You play as a crab. It looks like.
Oh.
You are a pint-sized postman, like a little insect guy,
Cool.
of Yakuza Island Express.
Because when you said postman, I was just thinking like,
No, it's a little insect postman.
I was literally thinking like, it just looks like my dad or something.
With a little, messenger bag. It's really
that's
cute,
cool.
actually. Using a unique blend of pinball mechanics, platforming, and open-world exploration
Interesting.
to unlock the secrets of Mokumana Island, help the locals awaken ancient deities, and much more.
Cool.
That sounds fun.
Sweet.
Yeah. It's cool seeing pinball thrown in there.
Q2 2018.
We still don't have a date,
Apparently.
but it's happening soon.
Crackdown 3.
For PC and Xbox One.
Crackdown 3, the
Free to
Terry
play
Crews
anywhere.
simulator. Get it in you if that's your bag.
I've played a lot of Crackdown 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun. I actually like Crackdown 1. Very good game to just zone out to and just shoot things.
Fair enough.
Jump around. I love games where you have this great freedom of movement.
Yeah.
Crackdown has a great feel of that. Just flying around, grabbing ledges. It's very nice.
Yeah. Now we're on to new stuff we haven't talked about before. Yay!
Yes, 1st of June.
Yes, for the Switch, from Nippon Ichi Software, Fallen Legion, Rise to Glory.
Rise to Glory. It's
I'm gonna guess, JRPG.
Let us see.
Let's do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very much so.
Boom! I win. Whoa.
I can actually go on the NIS America website. I've never been on this site before.
Cool.
Going to a new place in time. So, Fallen Legion, Rise to Glory, JRPG, presumably. But I'm wondering, is it a JRPG or is it? Oh, it's a tactical RPG.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Legion under your command. Control 4 characters simultaneously and master devastating combo attacks in furious real-time battles.
Nice.
That's nice.
Let me get that in. Also on the first, from Perp, games.
On PlayStation VR, Operation Warcade, which is an amazing title.
Yeah.
I really like that title.
It's a shame no one's going to buy it because it's on PSVR.
I don't know about that.
I realise Perp's going to come up a lot because they seem to be a VR developer for PS stuff. So.
Operation Warcade, you're in it, is basically you go through different wall scenarios. Like there's one where you're in a plane, there's one where you're on the ground, and it's got a 4 out of 5 rating from Pocket Lint, if that helps.
Ooh.
Pocket Lint, and a 9 out of 10 on Steam.
Cool.
So yeah, very good.
Next, from Big Ben, PS4, Xbox One, Tennis World Tour.
It's tennis.
It's tennis.
It's tennis. It's probably a good tennis.
Yes.
It might not be a good tennis, but it's probably a good tennis.
It is a tennis.
Next.
From the Switch, Funbox Media, also on the first, Vegas Party.
We do not need to talk about this.
No, my assumption would be just some Vegas game.
It's literally, because we talked about this before, I literally searched up when we were doing the quick going ahead in time.
Yeah.
It's just Vegas games.
Fair enough.
Next, a game I am so excited for.
Oh boy.
On the Switch from Masquerade and Pendulo, who do some of the best point-and-click games. Sweet. Not even kidding.
Sweet.
Yesterday Origins, yes. Yesterday is it's a short game, but it's so amazing.
Cool.
Like, it's very limited. Like, it tries to do action scenes, but the engine just wasn't built for action scenes. It was just like comic book panels and they're in stills because they couldn't do animation either. Yeah. But it's a very dark story about a man who is cursed with immortality.
Ooh, one of them.
Yes, with satanic cults and psychopathic, murderous billionaires.
Yeah, I get that all the time.
It's a very, very good first game, and I'm really excited.
I'll get that in you then.
Next on the 5th.
Because these next couple are on the 5th, and also apparently people still play Elder Scrolls Online enough for it to get an expansion.
It's more than just filling out the world.
PS4, Xbox One, PC, Bethesda releasing Elder Scrolls Online Somerset.
Hopefully this is A Realm Reborn that Elder Scrolls
Which one's Somerset again?
I don't know Tamriel that well.
Are they just adding in like actual Somerset?
I think it's to like the south.
A bunch of cider barns are just going to be added in.
But from the trailers I've seen, it's very.
Can I go get a pie?
It's about the elves. I think this one, elves and an ancient magical evil.
Okay. Well, whatever.
Next,
PS4, Xbox One
from Codemasters, which means racing game. Onrush, which is a vehicular combat game by Deep Silver and Codemasters.
Yeah.
Which it's a racing game. There is racing involved, but there are combat elements. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of kind of more like a post-apocalyptic MotorStorm.
Yeah.
With weapons.
Something like that. All right, everyone.
I'm intrigued.
All right, everyone, shut up now. Important game. PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, Wide Productions. Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn. He's coming.
Yeah, he's coming.
He's coming to get you. He's coming. He's falling off that chair. He's ready to go.
It's been mucking around, but it's coming.
It's coming. Hey, ho, ho. Get hype.
Apparently.
Knick, knack, paddy, whack, give a dog a bone. Yeah. I'm doing my best.
Shaq Fu, for context, considered one of the worst fighting games of all time.
I'm doing my best Shaq rapping impression.
No, Shaq, you just need to rhyme. That's all Shaq did.
Yeah. That's literally one of his own songs.
Next,
jeez.
For the PC, PS4, Nexus 1 from Focus, Vampire.
I've heard a lot about this.
We have talked about Vampire before.
Have we?
Yes, we have. It's an action role-playing game. You play a vampire.
Yes.
In, I think, like a plague-ridden London.
Oh, okay.
And like vampires are using it as a cover. Stuff like that, but you're like friends with humans and stuff like that.
That sounds neat.
There's some cool stuff going on in there.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like a precursor. It's like almost like a prequel to Vampire the Masquerade.
Cool. Get that in you.
Yeah, it's that kind of game. Remember when you were saying we don't think people make that type of CRPG anymore?
Yeah.
Well,
apparently they do.
They make the kind of structure.
Apparently, Focus on Interactive do.
It's that kind of structure. Next. A Warhammer game.
Yeah.
Which can mean one of two things.
Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr. PS4 and Xbox One on the 5th.
Now, we can say many things about this. Because Games Workshop give the Warhammer license to literally everyone.
Yeah.
There is no quality control with the Warhammer license.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get Total War Warhammer and Total War Warhammer 2, which are fantastic games. And sometimes you get pretty much most of the Warhammer 40k games.
What was that console one they released a while ago?
Space Marine.
Yeah, there was just Gears of War.
Yeah, no, it wasn't actually. It had shooting elements. It was more like the Transformers Cybertron games, that sort of style, and with a lot more hacking and slashing, because they knew you're a Space Marine in Warhammer 40k, you want to use 2 weapons, a bolter and a chain sword.
Part of me just remembered a quote from something, I don't remember what it was. It's about Lords of the Fallen, but it was something to the effect of like, its art style is reminiscent of a cross between Warhammer and Warhammer 40k. Which I think is an amazing quote.
So Inquisitor is an action RPG by
Cool.
Neocore.
Cool.
Next.
Do we want to talk about MotoGP 18?
Might as well. PS4, Xbox One, Switch and PC by Milestone. It's the MotoGP games.
On the 7th.
If you like motorcycle racing, they're your only choice.
It's bikes.
It's bikes.
On the 8th.
It's the best bike game there is, because Motorcycle Club is still came out and was actually one of the worst games ever made.
Right. On the 8th. We've got a couple on the 8th actually.
Yes, we do.
Yes, a lot of Switch ones actually. We've got
Apex Constructs. I have heard of this.
It's another PSVR one from Perp.
From Perp. PSVR. Yes, it is of course, it's a VR game, but it's got such a gorgeous art style to it. It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything about its gameplay. That's all I know.
It's a VR game.
It's made by X-Dice guys.
Oh, okay. Neat.
It looks sort of like it's sort of combat focused, but it's sort of, like you're a sort of like a tribeswoman in this fantasy world, but there's sci-fi elements.
Yeah.
Like the space stuff. It's weird. It's very weird, but it's very cool.
Next, from Microids on the 8th on the Switch, Flashback Collector's Edition. Flashback is a remake of Flashback, which is a game from the.
I think this isn't.
Drive.
No, it's a PC game.
PC.
It was PC. No, it might have been Amiga. I think it was Amiga. I think it was Amiga.
I don't know why I'm talking like this.
But it was, from what I recall, at the time it was revolutionary.
Yeah.
It took the idea of Prince of Persia, and it was like one of those big cinematic platforms at the time. It got a sequel, which was a cinematic 3D platformer.
Yeah.
Didn't do so well, and then it got a remake.
Yeah.
The remake is very good.
Yeah.
It's got none of the fluidity of the original.
I seem to remember. That Yahtzee talked about it loads.
Yes, lots of people talk about loads because Flashback is like, hey, Flashback, I remember that game.
That and what's he called? What's the egg called?
Can't remember.
Hello, it's Joe here. Just editing the podcast. The egg I was referring to was in fact Dizzy Egg, or whatever his name was, from such games as Fantasy World Dizzy. It just kind of felt weird that I didn't actually correct that earlier while we were recording. So, hope that helps, I guess. Anyway, back to the podcast.
All I remember is...
That probably sounds like a really weird out of context statement.
All I remember is... They use awesome sauce unironically in that game.
Oh, shit.
Next, quickly, we need to cover this game in depth.
Do we?
Happy Birthdays from NIS. It's not a JRPG.
Oh.
It's a racing game.
Oh.
It's a JRPG.
Part of me, when I looked at it, thought I'm gonna have to tell Chris to maybe put on turn off his search history.
I am going. No.
Part of me felt very suspicious at that name.
Because
I was like, I had the distinct fear. It's like, right, the instant he clicks that link, the police are kicking down that door. Ah!
It's dinosaurs.
Okay. Maybe go look at this because I'm curious now.
From legendary creator Mr. Yasuhiro Wada, The guy from Toybox Incorporated. Comes happy birthday. Says sandbox game in which players create cube-shaped worlds that give rise to diverse and unique life forms, including dinosaurs.
Neat.
With careful experimentation, players can shape their geography and alter the temperature of the world to create conditions
I
of
have heard of
life
this.
and witness the birth of an entire ecosystem.
Wait.
It's a god game.
I've not only heard of this, I think I've played this. It's been on PS4, I think.
Yeah.
I remember it being a bit shit.
I don't care. I need this theme.
It might have been a bit shit, or it might have just been a bit too complex. I don't know. Maybe go have a look. It's got dinosaurs in it, I guess. Next.
Nobunaga's
I can talk about this.
Ambition.
If any of you don't know, the Nobunaga's Ambition games are a very, very complex series of strategy games based on feudal Japan history, based on like the Nobunaga era and the Oda Italia and all this sort of various bollocky stuff.
Yes.
But they're very complex, very big, very massive, and actually, if you're willing to go into it, worth your time because they're quite fun.
This is Nobunaga's Ambition Taishi for PS4 by Koei Tecmo.
Yeah.
Next, from Nintendo.
I think we have talked about
this one. Sushi Striker: The Ways of the Sushido.
I was confused about it.
Which is a cool little arcade game.
Puzzle game.
It's a nice. It looked cool.
Yeah.
A game I did search up, and I keep forgetting what it is. And then I look at it and go, oh, that looks really interesting. And then I forget about it. Yonder, the Cloudcatch Chronicles. It's an adventure game.
From Merge Games on Switch on the 8th.
Developed by Prideful Sloth.
Hey.
Which I've heard that name before. I think they've done some like M-rated stuff. At one point. It's very cutesy side. It's very cute.
Aye.
Very cutesy Zelda. Prideful Sloth. They describe themselves as a micro AAA.
Oh, okay.
Indie. They do small.
Is Team Ninja's phrasing catching on now?
Yeah, they do small but very high quality games.
Oh, right.
And but they gave up but they've given up that style to create Yonder.
Sweet.
Yonder's a bit bigger.
Sweet. Maybe get that.
Next.
Tennis World Tour Digital Edition on the Switch and PC from Big Ben. We literally already talked about this game.
Yep, it's tennis.
Literally already talked about it.
Next, a game with an interesting
on the 14th
version on the 14th from PS1, Xbox One. Konami, boo. Super Bomberman R Shiny Edition.
Okay,
it's an updated version of Super Bomberman R, which was a Switch release game.
Cool.
And it's getting a PS1, Xbox One port.
Cool.
Fair enough.
Someone will play Bomberman, I guess.
It's very much in the Super Bomberman style. That's a grid.
Yeah.
Wasn't very packed with content though. In fact, it barely had any.
Yeah.
But you know.
Yeah. Our last two games.
Last two games, both on the 15th. From Merge Games on the Switch, Brawlout. And then from Perp.
Another PSVR game from Perp. Moss.
I
don't know what that is. That sounds a bit like one of those like VR games where you just get plonked into like an environment and you get to look around.
Brawlout is a Smash Brothers clone on the Switch. With interesting character designs and hello, it's got someone from a particular indie game. It's got the guy from Guacamelee in it.
Oh, neat.
He's in there. It's actually very Mexican inspired style.
Yeah.
Like the art style is very Latin American, South American style.
Yeah.
It's got a toad, 4 arms.
Yeah.
You know, and before we go, I'm gonna quickly search up what Moss is because I'm always interested in VR games.
Yeah.
I've tried VR once, and it was with Battlezone, the remake.
Sweet.
And it's very good. It's a very good game. I really like controlling it. But we have Moss, which you play as a little mouse. In fact, it looks a little bit. Red Woolly.
Maybe.
After we've already had a kind of Red Woolly game.
Maybe.
Because they've been trying to make a Red Wool game for years now, and it's never happened. So much so that a developer said, "Hey, we can make this Red Wool game straight for you." And they said, "Nah," so they just released it anyway. But it's a action-adventure, top-down action-adventure, but but it responds to your touch in a unique VR adventure. So you're looking down on the world, and you use the 2 move controllers
Yeah.
to manipulate the world instead of just playing it.
Oh, okay. Neat. And that
Should be it, yeah.
is us.
There are some big games coming out after that, like
Yeah.
BlazBlue, Mario. Wario is getting a game.
Yeah.
I just saw that, yes.
We will talk about those.
We will talk about those later.
Next time you hear us, that's it for us.
Okay. I'm going to try a date
Oh, what date?
because of our releases. This might kick us in. This might kick. Do not take this as fact. June 16th.
June 16th.
Follow the next one.
June 16th.
Maybe.
We will try and have a
We
release.
will try and release something on June 16th.
We'll do.
If not, I will just tweet out something silly.
Yeah, possibly. But in fact, let's have a look. See, we've got time. Let's have a look.
June 16th.
We can probably do. Yeah, we'll do one night on the 13th.
yeah.
We'll do one on the 13th and the 14th, maybe, and try and get something out. Yeah, well, yeah. You know what? We'll give it a go.
We'll give it
it a bloody good go.
We're still trying to get a schedule going.
We'll give it a bloody good go. Anyway, that's us.
Yeah,
Well
that
done.
is us.
I did promise one shout out, and shout out. Happy belated birthday to Adam Douglas.
One of our friends from the
Yes.
Salford Gaming Society.
May you continue to have basic bitch tasting music.
May you continue to be mid-tier at Smash.
Yeah, and
He says being very low tier.
yes. And while I'm at it, shout out to Ben Mason as well, because it's his birthday as well.
Yes.
Today.
Happy birthday to both of you.
Yeah.
Of course, if you want to follow the show.
That's just made me feel like a Blue Peter presenter now.
Yes.
It's like, thank you for all your letters, we can't send them back on.
Throw a badge at them.
Yeah. Well, can we do that? Can we make like
Can
VGM?
we make little VGM badges and throw them?
Yeah! Let's make VGM badges.
But we have to throw them at people. We can't just give it to them and say, hey!
Yeah. Anyway, you do the social media.
Of course, the ending. This is the end of the VGM podcast for this month, half month,
Something like that.
weekish
Yeah.
thing. We will see you later.
Yes.
Of course, we will be back. We can't get rid of ourselves, let alone you getting rid of us.
Yeah, we'll be with you for the rest of the time.
If you want to follow the show, I promise it every time, but Twitter, it's still dead. I need to do something. I need to get someone else who actually twitters to do our Twitter.
Yeah.
I'll try and put some stuff up on it.
Yeah.
I'll probably put some just like bad voice acting. I might do just a run of terrible box arts because I remember once back during the show days I shared one for Outcast. Because Outcast is a really cool game but has an amazingly terrible box art. No, amazingly early 90s box art. So I might just do that. But if you want to follow that is at the Twitter handle at VGM Radio Show. Is at VGM Radio Show. Capital VGM R and S.
Yeah.
We will see you at some point.
Indeed you do. We'll hopefully see you June 16th.
June 16th.
Hashtag June 16th.
If not slightly earlier.
Maybe.
Depending on
We'll see.
how timely we want to be.
Anyway, that's us. Bye.
Goodbye.
Let's go back, Chief! This is bad!
We haven't finished our mission. We have to save the doctor.
Please, no! You saw how that guy turned into a monster!
I know. That was strange. Yes, this is Mayor.
This is Clancy. What's the situation over there?
Besides the air system being down, there seems to be no major damage. Also, one of the survivors turned into a monster.
A monster? What are you talking about? Anyway, save the doctor, and hurry up and start the Navy area docking operation. SEALs are on their way. We'll leave the final solution up to them. Over and out.
You heard the man. Let's go. Mookie, pilot me around the Navy area.
Wait! Okay, I'll do it! I'll do it! But on the condition that you give me my vacation 1 week earlier. Then I'll take you around the Navy area wherever you want.
Okay. I'll see to it you get topside earlier.
Alright, I gotta get out of here. This place gives me the creeps.